Felicity will have been earning lots of money. Notice the last one has a four-part verb. Will have been earning. That's a new record. Somebody call Guinness.
As we see from the sentences, we form a perfect progressive by taking 3 steps. Step 1. Change the main verb to its ing form. Step 2. Take the verb to be and stick it in the perfect form. This gives us been, which we put immediately in front of our main verb. Step 3. We use a form of the verb to have. For the present perfect progressive, we use have or had. For the past, we use had, and for the future, will have. Let's take another look at our sentences. Felicity has been earning lots of money. This is our present perfect progressive version. It's something that's going on now. Notice we slapped ing onto earn to get earning. Then we have the perfect form of to be, which is been. Then we have a present form of to have, which is has. Not too bad. Next, our past perfect progressive sentence, Felicity had been earning lots of money. Okay, this is something she was doing. To form it, we added ing to earn, used been, and a past tense form of to have, which is had. This gives us had been earning.
And finally, our future perfect progressive sentence, Felicity will have been earning lots of money. We've got the ing and been things again, but the to have is a bit different. For the future, we use will have. This gives us will have been earning, something that will have occurred in the future, if that makes any sense.
Good job, grammar buddies. You made it through the 12 tenses. So we're done, right? Well, we're going to make it a baker's dozen and tell you one more thing you need to know. It's something called a conditional statement. We use a conditional statement when there's an element of uncertainty involved in what we're saying. It's what might happen or what could happen.
Okay, young lady, if you were to knock over these milk bottles, you would win a fantabulous Cupid doll. Yeah, that's right. Just knock over these milk bottles.
So if I were to knock over the milk bottles, I would win a Cupid doll?
Yeah.
There's some uncertainty there. We don't know whether or not Mary will knock down the milk bottles. Note 2 things about the sentence. If I were to knock down the milk bottles, I would win a Cupid doll. First, the use of the word if. You'll see that a lot in conditional sentences. That tips us off that there's some uncertainty involved. Second, notice how the verb form were is used rather than was. You'll notice that in everyday speech people say was, which is incorrect. When we write something down, we want to be sure it's correct, so we need to use were.
Let's try another sentence using the conditional. Remember, we use this when we're speculating, talking about what might happen.
If he were taller, he would be a basketball player. We have the word if, so that's a big tip-off that we're using the conditional. And we have the proper use of the verb to be. We used were, not was, so those are 2 good grammar guides for us when working with a conditional. 1, feel free to use the word if to express what might happen. 2, use the proper verb form were, not was.
So remember that a conditional statement indicates uncertainty. You can usually find the word if in it. And to be grammatically correct, use were, not was.
Okay, we've learned a lot about verbs. First, we learned that a verb expresses action or describes a state of being. A verb changes form to reflect who's using the verb. I, you, he, she, we, or they. What the noun's number is, be it singular or plural, and what tense is being used.
We learned several different tenses. The first were the simple tenses, the past, present, and future. They express what happened, what is happening, and what will happen.
The next tenses we learned were the perfect tenses, the past perfect, the present perfect, and the future perfect. These tenses express an action that has a beginning and an end. They're formed by combining the present tense of the helping verb to have and the perfect form of the verb.
Next, we learned about the progressive tenses, the past progressive, the present progressive, and the future progressive. These guys indicate continuing action. The progressive tenses are formed by adding ing to the end of the main verb and using the proper form of the helping verb to be.
The last